Check 1, 2, Fat Mac, Almighty Triple XL. Coming at y'all live and direct from MacCity.com with my co-host, the esteemed Illuminated One Man Nigga Fuchsius. God damn, what's going on, Eric Magnus? What's going on with you today?
Oh man, I'm just hanging in there, man. I'm just doing my thing, man.
Just doing your thing, okay.
Doing my thing. Trying to turn me a dollar out here in these cold streets, but I'm just doing my thing, man. Just happy to be above ground, really.
Okay, then. Well, I got kind of like really this is going to be like kind of like a gumbo mix show, man. I got a lot of shit in the mix, man. I want to go ahead and get your opinion on. And the first thing I want to ask you, man, is are women more evil than men?
Oh, no question.
Oh, no question. I don't know. Do you have any stories or anything that you can impress upon us to kind of like help us understand why you come to that conclusion?
Oh, yeah. Shit, I got thousands of those.
God damn.
You know, I take example. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You know, the bitch you and I discussed.
Okay.
You know, I ran across this bitch through people that I had heard of or know, and also through social media.
Uh-huh.
And so the bitch was on social media. When she was on social media, she was talking like Claire Huxtable.
Uh-huh.
You would have thought her name was Felicia Rashad. You would have thought her name was Claire Huxtable.
All right.
You know? So, she's talking all this, positive shit. She sounds like the Yala Von Zahn.
All right.
That's what she sounds like. But in reality, the bitch is Joseline from Love and Hip Hop.
All right.
But, she was able to put on an incredible face. But I still didn't trust her.
Mm.
But she put on an incredible face. But the bitch was a total sociopath. Mm. So, you know me.
All right.
The thing is, in these streets these days, man, if I fuck a bitch more than once, I have them investigate.
All right.
So I investigated and found out she basically set her husband up and sent her husband to prison.
Damn.
But here she was, this chick working in a corporate environment. What your boy Mumia Obsidian Elite calls make work.
All right.
She has one of them make work jobs where she has, a nice home and a car and all that shit, but the bitch was totally a sociopath. Mm. And so what I discovered was pretty much that this woman had of course she was still married, which I did know that after I fucked her the first time, but she wasn't wearing a ring.
All right.
So what happened was she had married this dope dealer. She had like 3 or 4 kids by this dope dealer. And, he was whooping her ass, of course.
All right.
And, stepping out on her, whatever. You would think, she'd get a divorce. No, this bitch fucked the police, literally. Mm. She literally fucked the police and set him up and sent him to prison. And to this day, he still thinks the person that sent him to prison is the snitch that bought from him. He don't know to this very day that it's the woman that he was hitting from behind and sent him to prison. He getting ready to get out, as a matter of fact, sometime this year, and still ain't got a clue that his wife sent him to prison.
God damn.
And what had happened was, and this was interesting because when I went and ran her name, one of my associates on the police force, because I keep contacts on the police force. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can go ahead and call me a police ass nigga if you want to. It doesn't even bother me no more. But anyway, through one of my contacts, I ran the check on her. He said, Tony, she's come back. There are I-8. They had internal affairs files on this bitch. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, why does this girl have internal affairs? She's not on the force. Why would internal affairs be investigating her? Well, internal affairs was investigating her because 2 of the police, and she was fucking both of them, mm-hmm. were shaking down and taking protection money from drug dealers.
Wow.
And she knew both of the officers. So what was happening is that when the nigga was beating her ass, they kept seeing both of the police officers responding to the calls. Wow. Now, you got to keep in mind, a domestic violence call usually comes in at, 2, maybe 3 in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, mm-hmm. early evening, something like that. But the IA report showed that they was coming to this bitch house at 3 in the morning, 8 at night, midnight, 2 o'clock. I mean, it was impossible for the same two officers to be coming to her place of residence around the clock.
Okay.
It was impossible. So what she didn't know and what they didn't know is that Internal Affairs had them under surveillance because of suspicion of taking money from drug dealers and letting drug dealers know about raids in advance and all of that shit.
Okay.
So they were investigating the officers, and by investigating the officers, they wound up investigating her ass because she was having sex with both of them. So as I'm going through the IA files, it's pictures of them coming out of hotels on Miller Lane, and each one of them coming out of the hotel. Like one day she'll be coming out of the hotel with this dude. The next day she'll be coming out of the hotel with the other dude. And these are the same two dudes that are responding to these domestic violence calls.
All right.
So I'm looking at this memorandum, and this memorandum is saying there's, quote, this is a direct quote, there's a high probability of sexual contact between one, if not all, of the officers.
Right.
So what happened subsequent to this was her husband got busted. She tipped the cops off to a shipment that was coming in and got her husband busted while still fucking both of the police officers. And I don't know, to this day, I'm sure each one know about the other, but that's how her husband got busted. Well, later on, she didn't stop. She didn't stop this practice.
Okay.
She kept fucking with every drug dealer in the neighborhood. Even though she married, even though her husband in prison, she kept fucking with every drug dealer, in the area, on the west side, over there off of Grand. She kept fucking with all those drug dealers. And every drug dealer that she fucked with the prison.
Damn.
Every single one of them.
Damn, so you
every
thinking...
single one of them went to prison.
So you
So when she
speculating...
started fucking with me,
Okay.
the thing was, what she wanted from me is what will probably be, we're going to touch on that tonight, is redemption.
Okay.
A lot of these females want redemption. What happens is normally when you grow up, you go through this rebellious stage, you go through this wild stage, and then you mature and you go on and become an adult. But a lot of times, these kids or these chicks, they have these parents that's out in the streets. Their mamas are hoes or baseheads, and their daddies ain't nowhere around. So other folks are raising them. And if those folks don't really care about those kids, they just let them do any and everything, so they don't have no governor on them. That's my point.
All right.
So when they get out there and make these mistakes, there's no comfort, there's no direction, there's nobody there to guide or mentor them into adulthood. So when they make mistakes, it's shit that they can't come back from. Things such as multiple babies,
Right.
Long ass rap sheets and records because they done went to prison. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't really have no future coming. They don't really have anything coming. So they look around for people like you and me to grant them absolution from their past life of fuckery.
Okay.
So what she was doing is what I call, she's a nerd whisperer. What she does is she looks for niggas that's square. And I'm as square as a pool table.
Okay.
So she started fucking with me because I gave her absolution. She wanted absolution from me, but I ain't had no future for her, and I ain't had no holler with her. It was a casual sex thing, and it wasn't going nowhere.
Okay.
There was no future. We were not getting married. The bitch was still married in the first place. There's no way she can plan a future with me. You see?
Okay.
So she started fucking around with me because of what I represent. I'm what she needs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she fucks with me because I give her that absolution. I grant her that absolution. So when she started fucking with me, I kept one eye open and I told her straight out, look, I don't trust you.
Okay.
I don't trust you. And so she was never able to really be easy around me because she know I always held her in suspicion. So then because I wouldn't totally relax around her, I wouldn't totally just let down my guard and let her just come in and just, spin her fuckery and just, fuck my life up.
Okay.
Then she started doing little shit. She started picking fights for no reason. You see what I'm saying? doing little shit to try to provoke me into an argument so she could have a reason to get me draped off in that fuckery with them 2 police officers she was fucking.
Okay.
And so when she started that shit, I was like, okay. Every time she started, well, I don't think I should call you anymore. I'm like, okay. Well, I think you're abusive. Okay. Even though I never laid a hand on her, never touched her, never bothered her.
Right.
You know, she started trying to accuse me of everything that her husband was doing so she can have a justification to dip. And I told her, you don't need a justification to dip. Just dip.
Just dip, bitch.
Don't come with an elaborate production, bitch. Just go.
You's a power chick, man. You ain't supposed to be like that. You supposed to beg to hold the state. Please, baby. No. The era of Keith Sweat been dead for 40 years. Ain't nobody doing that shit no more. Wow, man. Shit.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So then she got mad at me because I didn't get mad because she wanted to leave.
Didn't give her that drama she wanted.
Didn't give her that drama she wanted. And that's when I saw her true face.
Okay.
I'm like, this bitch is pure evil. I said, I told her, I said, I had you investigate. And then she started trying to explain, well, the reason I did that was because this, and he hit me, and he did this, and he did that. I said, ain't no need to explain anything to me. I know what I need to know.
Right.
I already know what I need to know. You know, so you don't have to keep up pretense. But she kept trying to run that Carol Brady, Claire Huxtable shit on me. And I just wasn't going for it. I said, that's your one face. I know the other. I know your dark side. I know the shit you hide, you see.
Wow.
And so, because I told her, because we were supposed to go out to dinner and all that shit, and the bitch stood me up. I'm like, okay, what goes on? And then she called me back and said, well, first of all, I said, I impose a penalty for that. You never stand me up. Right. Oh, I fell asleep. No, you didn't fall asleep. You were somewhere getting hit from behind.
Disturbance.
I would never do that. I would never do that. And I'm not like that. No, bitch, you fell asleep. No, you did not fall asleep, rather. Right. You didn't fall asleep. You were somewhere getting fucked. And come to find out, I was right. The bitch was somewhere getting fucked.
You got ESP on these hoes, man. Shit.
And I knew who was fucking her. I knew. That's the killing part. I knew the dude that was fucking her.
Right. Shit, she's taking back
shots. The cat that sold them I Ain't Got It t-shirt?
Yeah.
That's the nigga that was hitting her, and he was married.
Oh, okay.
See, so we had a good little laugh about it, you know, because, you know, when she started fucking, and that's another thing hoes are masterful at doing, too. That goes to show you how manipulative and sociopathic they are. You know, she started trying to talk, you know, real greasy about it. And usually when a bitch is talking real greasy about a nigga, it's a nigga she got some kind of past with.
Right.
It's a nigga that she done fucked somewhere, and somehow he got the best of her, or he didn't give her what she wanted.
Right.
And that's what she was doing with my cat. I call him Hustle Man. That's what she was doing with Hustle Man. She was talking real greasy with about Hustle Man to me.
But wait. You mean to tell me you didn't, like, throw no punches at this nigga for fucking your bitch?
No, man, come on.
What? Nigga, you ain't motherfucking
shit like that.
You ain't goddamn start whooping up on a nigga for fucking your bitch. Nigga.
Hell no.
You ain't no real nigga, man.
Hell, I called the nigga, chopped it up with him, and congratulated him.
Where power tricks do this at?
Guess on the planet Mars.
So you motherfuckers start chopping it up with this nigga, man, exchanging notes and shit, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because whenever a bitch is that grimy and that she got that kind of real deep hatred and disdain for a nigga,
right?
That tell me something.
Okay.
And so you know what they want to do? They want to sing you to sleep and, oh, he did this and he did that. Oh, this big bad nigga just took advantage of you. No, bitch, trick no good. I know what happened.
Right.
You know, you fell in love with the nigga, but he wasn't going to stop fucking other bitches. You was just another side bitch, and you thought because he was fucking you, you was going to be his main bitch.
Right.
And that's not what happened.
Shit.
So what happened was, and I'm even let's get real personal here today.
Okay.
The bitch tried to get me caught up in an STD scam.
God
I
damn.
told you that too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Guess what?
What?
She did the same thing to Hustle Man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
That's
did the
news.
same thing. Here's what happened.
Right.
I started noticing because the trick is with a bitch that's a sociopath, with a lot of these black women, they can't keep up pretenses for long.
Okay.
They can't keep up that goody-goody role, that, Little Miss Perfect, Mary Poppins demeanor, but for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, we fucking every other day.
Okay.
Every other day. So much to the point that she is becoming somewhat of a distraction to my husband.
Okay.
We fucking every other day.
Wait. Well, let me stop you. Wait. Let me stop you. Okay. Now, what sort of relationship was this? Was this your conventional fair exchange, or was this so-called square? What was this kind of
This
relationship?
was a square. This was supposed to be a square.
Okay, square. All right, I got you.
But when you're a power trick, ain't no such thing as square. And I had to learn that too.
Okay, go ahead.
On the power trigger, there's no such thing as a square relationship. Period. But we supposedly in this so-called square relationship, we fucking every other day.
All right.
So then what happened is, I'm noticing these texts. She pulling that nigga shit. You get a text, you hide your phone and all that shit. I don't give a fuck because, again, I know who you are.
Right.
Well, after we doing all this fucking, her demeanor started to change.
Disturbance in the force.
The phone call stopped. All the typical shit. The phone call stopped.
Mm-hmm.
The phone calls decreased. And I said to myself, okay, this is the part where the bitch slip out the door. And I'm going to leave the door cracked so she can walk out.
Disturbance in the force.
Yeah, there's a disturbance in the force, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So then she, the phone call stopped, and I didn't call. I damn sure didn't call to find out what was going on because I knew what was going on.
Right.
And so she texted me out of the blue one day, and when I saw her again, I just asked her straight up, "Is there something you want to tell me?" And it spooked the shit out of her.
Right.
What do you mean? Just what I said. Is there something you want to tell me? No, yes it is. No, why you ask that? That is a clear indication of guilt when the bitch asks why you ask that or why you say that.
Right.
You clearly know that there's a problem. That's a tip off to me at least.
Okay.
May not be to other niggas, but it is to me.
Okay.
And so she just hit me out the blue one day with a text and said, well, why you ask if there's something I want to tell you? I said, because I'm noticing a change in your behavior. So if the situation has changed, just come on out and say it now and just go on about your business.
Mm-hmm.
And that shocked the fuck out of her that I would say that. So then she says, I think you need to go get checked because, I'm catching BV. I'm catching BV. We need to start using condoms because I'm catching, BV and yeast infection.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I was the one that always used a condom. It was your idea to take it off.
Okay.
And even when I didn't use a condom, I would never nut it. I just will never. I'm funny about nutting in bitches. I will not do it. And so she was like, well, I don't know who you fucking with. You need to go get checked. She told me that shit within an hour. I went and got checked. Okay. And when I went and sat in the hospital and I had my full battery of tests done.
All right.
And that doctor said, there's nothing wrong with you. You're clean.
All right.
You don't have anything. You're good. So now, if this bitch is catching BVs, bacterial vaginosis, that's what that is.
Right.
If this bitch has BVs, or this bitch has yeast infection, or she's having something, and I don't have it, but she got it, what does that mean?
Well, basically, from what I gathered, from what you told me the doctor told you, that she's more likely juggling multiple dicks.
Yes.
Right.
It could be what, in fairness, it could be one of two things.
Right.
Our chemistry, or the level of substance of my sperm doesn't mix with her system.
Right.
Or she juggling multiple dicks.
Right.
What that simply means is there's a imbalance with her pH is not balanced, in other words.
Okay.
her pee, and the doctor told her, she said, well, she can eat some yogurt and clear that up. That's what the doctor said. She could take a probiotic or, eat one of them little things of yogurt, one of them little pints of yogurt, and that should have cleared itself right on up.
Right.
So then when I told her I was clean, she didn't want to talk about it no more.
Interesting.
Well, let's not talk about that no more. Let's go. That's negative. Let's not dwell on the negative. Let's be positive. I said, no. You done tried to play me like the dirty nigga.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not the dirty nigga. So we need to, you still want to talk about that? You still want to talk about that? You damn real I want to talk about that.
Wow.
Well, come to find out, she not only was she was fucking me, but she was still fucking both the police officers and two other dudes.
Damn.
But telling me I need to check the dirty hoes that I fuck with.
Woo, man. These hoes are something, man. God damn.
Now, when I'm rapping the Hustle Man tells me that she did the same thing to him.
Damn.
She told him that he had burned her. And Hustle Man went and got checked, and he was clean.
Wow.
And then when he told her he was clean, and told her, because Hustle Man really does have a lot of hoes.
Okay.
He's just one of them type of niggas that women love him. These hood bitches love Hustle Man.
Right.
They love him. And so he really thought that it could have been him.
Okay.
So he went and did the adult thing and when it got checked, and he was clean. And then when he confronted her with it and told her it wasn't him, then she didn't want to talk about it no more. Matter of fact, she didn't even want to talk to him no more. And she just totally cut him off.
Oh, shit. I don't know, man. That's crazy, man, how me and your experiences mirror each other and shit, because I went through the same thing with Boss Chick, man. God damn. Remember that shit?
Yeah?
Yeah, man. She was accusing me of possibly burning her. She was saying, you fuck with all them nasty hoes. You fucking with nasty hoes. Come to find out, shit, after I went and got checked, wasn't me. I was clean. Shit. But the nigga, I know last time when I was on podcast, I was telling niggas about the whole thing that happened up in Baltimore and shit, man. And the nigga that she was so-called stringing along to get his money and talking all that lovey-dovey and I want to get married with you and shit. And, they was fucking 2 ways to Sunday, man. They was getting their fuck on. But guess what? I wasn't burning. Shit, but shit. She was burning and that nigga was burning. Shit, so it was funny as hell. And then I went ahead and, cause remember, Tanisha was involved in that shit too, man, cause I was salty at, OC for clowning my bitch Nish because Donna went up there and took all the bitch money. You know what I mean? And so I let Nish know this shit, about the whole VD thing, and I told this bitch, keep your fucking mouth shut, man. You know what I mean? I'm just letting you know what's going on. And, I told her because it was a moral victory because she was mad at Oscar for basically falling in love with the Boss Chick and giving away all Nish's money because Nish was supposed to go up there and get cheese. But once he met Donna, shit, he gave that bitch all the money, right? So I just basically told her, and I said, keep your fucking mouth shut. And guess what this hoe do? She don't keep her mouth shut. She get on the phone, call Oscar. Ha, nigga, that's why you burning. That's why you burn. Hoes is evil, man. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Boss Chick, man. She was just, it was just unreal, man. The shit that she was talking about me, how nasty I was. He nasty. I know he got diseases. He giving out diseases. I go get checked, show her clean bill of health, show the HIV, show the everything. And I'm like, nope, it ain't the kid, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I just went ahead with that shit again just today. I already told you, man. Hoes is goddamn throwing salt in the game, man. Bitches is calling certain, I ain't gonna say no names on this one, but bitches is calling other niggas, other bitches' boyfriends, and snitching on them, saying that they coming over here fucking with me. And yeah, you need to check your girl because she's still going over there fucking with Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from a bitch that's supposed to be one of my main bitches. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, why would you implicate me in some shit like that, ho? You know, of course she denies it. But, man, we all know her M.O., man. She's a grimy bitch like that, man. So it's like, bitch, I've been fucking with you way too long. I know how you get down. You know what I mean? But the fact that you went ahead and threw my name in that shit, you know, I mean, this is serious business. I may have to put a cap in a nigga over shit like that.
Yeah.
You know? So,
and then think nothing of it. Then, then the killing part is when they done got a nigga killed, they come with these dead nigga tributes.
Yeah.
You know, heaven done gained another soldier. Yeah, you know, and all that shit. And they be the exact cause of why all that shit happened.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking you. I'm like, man, are these hoes, like, you know, in league with Satan's army? Like, why are these bitches so evil?
Not in league. They're the generals.
They're the generals, man. These hoes got 4 stars on their goddamn hat. 4-star generals.
We talking major general, brigadier general, lieutenant general, commanding general. Yeah.
God damn, man. And then I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking about the just the mentality of bitches, man, because we both know that. And it's funny, to me, I think that you should have a lot more bitches than you have because you's an evil ass nigga, man. You's a evil ass nigga, and I understand that bitches are attracted to evil, man. You know, whenever you look at these fucking specials on TV about bitches writing like Jeffrey Dahmer in jail or Richard Ramirez, or hoes just love evil men. You know what I mean?
You remember the nigga with the good eyes, right? The nigga with the nigga with the green eyes or blue eyes?
Oh yeah,
you were going crazy over?
Yeah, the motherfucker that was that mug shot that was online.
Yeah. You know, he got all kind of fan mail and all that shit.
Yeah. Hoes is crazy. Hoes is love evil, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
So then I think about my prison experience, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm in here with all these black ass hoes, and these hoes, you know, they just coming in, you know, because a lot of them getting jobs through the state and shit, you know, some program shit, man. But I'm thinking, these hoes ain't gonna last, man, because hoes love evil, and so that means they gonna be trying to suck every dick walking these hoes. All these convicts out here, these hoes gonna be sucking convict dick, man, because these convicts is evil. These convicts is evil, man. And I shit you not, man. I swear, man. It was like, if I could give you a percentage of hoes that got knocked trying to suck on convict dick because convicts is evil, it would have to be like 70%, man. 70% of them hoes.
No, 70, that's conservative. These bitches is in the 90th percentile.
What do you mean 90th percentile as far as what?
I'm going to use the SAT language. These bitches in the 90th percentile.
Well, I'm just
fucking around and sucking on these convicts' dicks. They in the 90th percentile. 90% of the bitches that work at them prisons is sucking on convict dick.
You mean getting caught or just in general?
In general.
Okay, well, maybe in general, but I'm just saying getting caught. I just say 70%.
Oh, okay. 70% of them get caught.
70% get
caught.
The
ones that's actually doing is much higher.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Okay.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So it's like, God damn. And then I'm thinking, you know, because, you know, we can kind of boil this down to masculinity or whatever, since, you know, the oligarchs have put in play a system where the black woman, of course, it's a matriarchal society, but they've had to step up, quote unquote, and be the man of the house. You know what I mean? So they, in turn, or in a roundabout way, have become the men of the house. So it kind of makes sense that the only men that they're really going to fuck with are so-called hyper masculine men. And of course, this doesn't mean that these men are intelligent. Doesn't necessarily mean that these niggas is bright, but they are hyper masculine. And that's pretty much, it would seem that that's the only thing that get these hoes pussy wet is just a crazy ass buck wild nigga, man, with no goddamn discernment at all. You know what I mean? Not to hate on my niggas that's incarcerated. It's just good niggas up in there. You know, I've done 10 years in that bitch. But I'm just saying, man. Hoes love evil niggas and hoes love hyper masculine. See, me and you wouldn't really fit that and shit because, you know, we even killed and, you know, we know when to do this. We know when to do that. You know what I'm saying? We basically see shit for what it is, and we not popping off. You know, we not shooting our guns in the air. We not running. We not on that. Plus, we old ass niggas and shit. So it's like, man, these hoes love evil, hyper masculine, retarded motherfuckers, man. And me and you do not fit that bill. Don't fit.
No, we don't. But we on the other end of the spectrum. But it's just like, you know. You have to understand that these bitches, like you said, it is a matriarchal society.
Right.
And they've had to step up and be the man. So if I've had to adopt masculine characteristics, right. One of the key things about a woman being feminine is that feeling of vulnerability.
Right.
A woman is feminine when she feels a level of vulnerability.
Right.
Well, if you grow up in a house where ain't no daddy, your mama always in the streets, and you surrounded by an environment of crazy-ass hood niggas. You surrounded by an environment of poverty and all of the kind of fucked up shit, right?
Yeah.
You in an environment of total decadence and decline. You have to adopt this masculine position because you can't afford to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you're in that position of invulnerability, what will it take to make you feel vulnerable?
Mm.
What will it take to enforce that feeling of vulnerability? You have to fuck with these hyper-masculine, stupid, for the most part,
right.
Moronic-ass niggas. Because they enforce that feeling of vulnerability. They enforce that feeling in a strange way, as sad as it sounds. These niggas make them feel feminine.
Right.
Why? Because of that hyper-masculinity. That hyper-masculinity enforces a feeling of vulnerability and helplessness, which allows them to be female.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That feeling of wanting to be protected, that feeling of having to be protected, that feeling of being cared for and defended.
I know this black ass nigga around here, you please. You close the goddamn door.
It makes sense as to why they do it.
Right.
You know, it really does. But I'm just telling you that's why it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, should it be that way? Nah, it shouldn't be that way. But it's like that, and that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah.
So they fuck with these niggas, and then they take on more of the characteristics of these niggas. They become grimier. I mean, they become grimier than the niggas they fuck with.
Mm. Mm.
They have more capers than the grimy niggas that they learn from.
Right. Shit, man.
A couple of your freaks, they're grimier than the average nigga.
Boy, I got
that they fuck with.
I got stories, man. Shit. I'm trying to tell you.
You see, so if you in that environment, and you've seen it, and here's one manifestation of it. When y'all getting ready to get down and do your thing, this bitch will not kiss you, but she will suck a dick 7 different ways from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
She will not kiss you on your lips, but she will juggle your balls.
Mm. Shit.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
That level of intimacy is missing. That intimacy is associated with feelings of vulnerability. Mm-hmm. Well, they don't really have the time to really be vulnerable a lot of times.
Right.
They don't.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, they'll be vulnerable with that hyper-masculine prison nigga, though.
Exactly.
They will be.
Because that nigga enforces a degree of vulnerability. Because, he beating their ass.
Shit, man. I like, damn, bitch, you crazy? Oh, man, I forgot what I was going to say.
So, yeah, that when you talk about that level of evil, yeah, there's no question. Because these are things that they're picking up. And they seem to become more adept at them than the average nigga is at them. I'll give you another example. I go and pay I go to pay my phone bill today.
Okay.
And my phone bill is higher than usual.
All right.
And I'm like, because I put one of mine, I put her on the line so she will always have a phone. right?
Right.
So I'm going to pay the bill, and they said it's this, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, how the fuck did it jump up? Well, this line put such and such on the phone, so she had to went and added, another bill to the goddamn account without telling me.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So when I call her, and she make it sound so sweet. She was like, well, what I put on there was insurance because I keep breaking my phone, and since you won't get me one, if I'm gonna have a phone, I might as well have insurance so I don't have to bother you. I said, but you forgot one little thing. I'm paying for the account.
Yeah.
Don't you think it would have been prudent to call me and let me know? Well, he said that it would just come to my line. I said, now, either I'm stupid, either you think I'm stupid, or either you're extremely clever.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it come to your line when it's my account?
Shit, it's irrelevant. It's your account.
No, it doesn't. But she had no compunction about telling that.
Right.
And then I'm sorry, Daddy. I didn't mean it. You see what trying to play on my ego.
Right.
And so I said, well, I ain't gonna make a big deal of it. It was only $7 was what it was.
Okay.
Insurance was $7.
All right.
I'm not gonna scream about $7.
All right.
So I said, well, it makes sense why you did the shit, because you do break phones. And I've already paid the insurance, so just go get another phone. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
But the fact of the matter was how she did. I mean, it was nothing of her. She had no consideration in saying, well, let me call him and let him know that I did this. And then after she did it, then she turned around and said, she went into game mode instantly. She went into game mode instantly.
Mm-hmm.
All the genuflection and all the playing on your ego and all that shit. So I say that to say, they are more evil than men, and they're better at being evil. They're better at cheating than men.
Big time, no doubt.
Better at cheating. Come over there. How many times has one of your freaks told me how much she loved her man, and then go kiss him with the same mouth that she was just juggling your balls with?
Man, I don't even want to get into that, man. Shit, boy. You already know the answer to that shit.
You see what I'm saying? Like with a straight face. With a straight face, she will go and kiss that man and tell him how much she loves him.
Man, boy, I'm trying to tell you.
Same freak who, when her baby daddy came back and beat the shit out of her present man, she went and fucked the baby daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a nigga standing up for her honor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that didn't mean shit.
Right. Shit. So what I want to know, right? Okay, this is where we get into that whole redemption aspect of it, man. It's like cats, even though we not hyper masculine, but this is the funny thing. A lot of the females that we have fucked with, they have settled down with hyper masculine, retarded niggas, man. You know what I mean? And those type of niggas actually settled down with them and are trying to create, I guess, a normal life. But me and you have circumvented that, and we ain't fucking with it. It's like, no, we good. We gonna keep it just the way it is. You keep your shit, I keep my shit. You and your baby daddy, y'all can go ahead and have y'all fun. But I will not be getting in the middle of that shit. So once again, this brings to the question the whole concept of the alpha and the beta male again. We have not settled down with these broads. We have not partaken of all the kids and all the fuckery and all that shit. But the nigga that's in the streets, the nigga that's supposed to be hustling, the nigga that's supposed to be rah-rah, he has basically taken up the mantle of the females, boo or bow or protector and shit. I don't know. Can you speak to that shit? I don't understand that shit.
I'll use the X-Men paradigm.
Okay.
The mutants.
Right.
We're not supposed to fit in. We're children of the atom.
Okay. Okay.
We understand how the court system fucks niggas in marriage.
Right.
We understand the whole scam, so we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We are a little bit smarter than the herd.
Okay.
We are the gifted ones.
Okay.
We are the future, Charles. They no longer matter. You have to understand that water seeks its own level. Now, let's be realistic here.
Okay.
They done been out there doing all kind of wild shit, done fucked up their life with multiple babies. What nigga like you or me gonna settle down with them?
Shit, man. Well, if you got any brains, say what?
What nigga like you or me, us, gonna settle down with them?
No,
we're not gonna do that.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
So the only nigga that's gonna fuck with them is that nigga.
Right.
It's just like another one of your freaks, Champagne.
Right.
Champagne got damn near 10 kids.
Damn, it's that high now?
What nigga
Shit.
I'm sorry?
I was like, damn, it's that high now? Shit.
That close.
Fuck,
It's
okay.
9 or 10.
All right.
What nigga finna settle down with her except a nigga that's gonna be in and out of prison? And if I'm not mistaken, he locked up now.
Okay.
What nigga that is on his game, that has had to work and bust his ass to achieve something and get something, is gonna fuck with a bitch with 8 or 9 kids? There's some, but they're few. They're very few. But there's some out here that are in the business of redemption and absolution.
Right.
So yeah, they gonna settle down with him because that's their absolution. He's their redemption.
Shit.
They think about it. You 4 or 5 kids deep. You 30-some years old. You ain't got no type of hope for any type of future about anything. The only thing you finna get ready to be is a grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on assistance half of your motherfucking life, if not your whole life. You got all these kids. Your quality of life ain't worth shit. I'm talking about off assistance. I'm talking about a real quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no shot at no future.
Okay.
Water seeks its own level, Playboy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to gravitate towards him because he's offering them absolution.
Shit.
He's offering her the chance to be somebody's wife. When just 10 years ago, she was a cyber hoe.
And just to be fair, you know, not only do the thug niggas bite, but also, you know, the beta niggas bite also. Who is this nigga, man, to settle down with my bitch Kaja? Is a white boy, right?
Yeah. He bit, and she living, you know, like this little life of, you know, that she think is suburban, you know. And he granted her absolution. He took her in, even with babies by niggas.
Right.
You know, she had 2 babies by 2 niggas that evidently wasn't about shit. And he got her pregnant and married her and changed her last name.
Man, that's wild as fuck. Absolution. Redemption, huh?
The same thing with White She-Devil.
Right.
She went and got Duck Dynasty / Hillbilly Jam.
Got tired of
I
you.
never thought that shit. We thought that shit would never last.
You ain't lying, boy.
But he granted her absolution. Who was she fucking with before? A nigga that didn't offer her nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He didn't offer her nothing. He didn't offer her no bright tomorrows.
Right.
She hates anything that has to do with her past with that nigga. She hates that shit.
Yeah.
Even his kids. That nigga took her in with 2 black children, and that shit never happens. And this is a white boy that took her in. You know, once you've been staying with black children, that's a deal breaker for white men.
Right.
But he took her in with 2 black kids.
Shit, 3.
Okay, 3 black kids. Now, when we met her, what was the bitch talking about? The white devil. I know about the crimes of the white man. She quoting Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, man. She was deep, man. She was something else.
Yeah, she had all these books on the Shaka Musa Bar Shango about European holidays and genocide.
Yeah.
And naming her children after Egyptian goddesses and all that shit.
Yeah.
And now she telling her kids today?
Shit.
She told one of her kids, according to her baby daddy, she told one of her kids that she don't want to be his color because his color is the color of shit.
Wow. Whew. Deep.
You see?
Yeah.
So she got them kids hating their own blood. That's what
you remember her, man, before that shit. You know, she was all on Facebook. She hated everything, man, because she was super duper, like, crucifying the church and Christians and shit. And I worship the devil and, you know, just being real extra, man, because she was so miserable. She was so she just hated herself inside.
Self-loathing.
Yeah, man. But then, man, when she got with Duck Dynasty, boy, it was lollipops and gumdrops, man. She was posting roses and flowers and, you know, birds and butterflies all over her page and shit. I'm like, God damn, boy, this bitch happy. Man, redeemed. Ooh.
Yeah, he granted her absolution.
Right.
He gave her redemption. He granted her absolution from her hoish ass past. See, with him, she ain't got to dance at the Love Boutique no more.
Right.
You know, she ain't got to do all that grimy shit that she was doing. You know.
Yeah, she was doing grimy shit, boy. She was going in the pockets of some of the people, you know, because she was doing that STNA shit. She was going in the pockets of some of her clients, boy. That bitch was, woo, she had on wheels, boy. Yeah.
Absolution, brother. Absolution. They're granting absolute. You know why black women love the minister? It ain't just his status. It ain't just his status. It ain't just, you know, his affluence or his influence. He's selling a philosophy that says that whatever you've done, you have the opportunity for absolution and redemption. That strain permeates every religious philosophy on this planet.
Right.
Whether it be Hinduism, Shintoism, Buddhism, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, animism, ancestral worship, paganism, polytheism, no matter what it is. The idea of absolution, the idea that you can redeem yourself. That's what makes the black preacher so powerful, because that's what he's selling. He's selling redemption. So when she got that white boy offered her redemption. You know, he offered her absolution from her past. You know.
Well, the concept of evil, right? You know, it's like I see it all the time. I see it every day, and I don't think cats really see it like me and you see it. Especially like if we just looking at shit in the mainstream media, it should be fucking obvious, man. From the false allegations of these whore bag sluts against Cosby to this newest case where this female and her father was caught fucking up in New York or something in a park. You hear about that?
Yeah, and 4 other niggas, and they were ready to crucify him.
Yeah, man. This lying ass whore, she's evil. She said, you know, that these motherfuckers, these 4 or 5 kids raped her, and you know, it was a lie. I guess they found out it was a lie because they actually had cell phone footage and shit, man. But if it wasn't for that cell phone footage, this whore would have said, hey, they raped me, and who gives a fuck if their life is ruined and they get life in prison for it? You know what I'm saying? But actually, they ran a train on this bitch voluntarily. She was digging it. She was loving it. Somehow, some way, she had whore's remorse afterwards and said, oh, they raped me. And now everybody, maybe you could speak to that shit, especially with this media shit on YouTube and everybody just jumping on the bandwagon, just automatically co-signing with the bitch without no proof all the time.
Well, they ought to see, because they think that the female is she's the weaker sex, because they're looking at it physically.
Right.
Physically, she's not stronger than a man, so that must mean, because she's weaker, that must mean that her character is beyond repute.
Right.
And that is totally fucking ridiculous. You know, you talking about that one instance, there were at least 2 or 3 instances in the last year where this girl had put this boy in jail for rape.
Right.
And then had gotten $7 million or some obscene verdict judgment, you know, against the boy, and they found out that the guy was actually innocent. And they started to come back after her for that money.
Oh, they actually trying to go back after her?
Yeah, they tried to go back after her
Wow.
because, you know, she got that money on the fault. They had to do it to Because you can't let the boy out of prison and say he's innocent and then justify her getting no reward. The bitch committed a fraud on the court.
Okay.
That's what it's called.
Man.
So he had to go to save face. To save face, they had to go back after her. And of course she got out of it because she said she didn't have it. And she's still on the streets and they didn't prosecute her to this day.
Shit, and if a nigga don't know and understand that this shit is by design, it's like, how you not going to understand that when these bitches level these false allegations and blatantly lie, and the courts don't have any sort of repercussions for these lying assholes, man? That, you know, they just encourage this shit. It's quite obvious that this behavior is encouraged. You know, why would you allow these bitches to keep doing that shit, man? It's encouraged.
Well, they need to do that because they need to destabilize the family structure.
Exactly.
They need to destabilize the family structure so they can prepare the children for the prison industrial complex. We've said this over and over again. We know what this is.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you have to destabilize the family structure. You have to turn everything topsy-turvy. You know, there was a book called, I think it was Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars?
Right.
You know, and they talked about that. They talked about turning the male against the female, and they talked about, you know, assaulting people's minds with propaganda and all other kinds of things in order to incite warfare between the sexes. You know, that's what this is. There's a purpose to it. There's a design for it. There's a reason for it. You know, so, you know, they let these bitches get away with murder, man.
Shit, and that goes into... Yeah, that goes into what I was talking about earlier about Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel when that whole situation came up with them boys so-called raping that female. And all those cocksuckers on that goddamn platform automatically agreed that these dudes was guilty and they need to be thrown away or locked away and the key thrown away. You know what I mean? But now that the allegations have come out to be false, now they're coming out with this. Yeah, they backed, which surprised the shit out of me. You know what I mean? Because they haven't backtracked with Cosby. And we see that, you know, these bitches have been blatantly lying. And this shit is actually out there. You know, this shit can be vetted and validated. But, you know, Boyce Watkins has already said, even if he is innocent, I'm not going to change my view. Kind of whole ass shit is that, man? But it's weird, man, to just see everybody automatically jumping on the bandwagon and just so willing and ready to crucify black men, man. It's crazy. And that brings me to the next point about our boy, or excuse me, my boy, Donald Trump, right? Because niggas don't like Donald Trump because, you know, they feel he's got a racist slant to him, right? Yeah, you know, and, you know, one of the things they point to is the, you know, Central Park 5 or whatever, how they were falsely accused back, I don't know, was that late 80s, early 90s? What was that, man?
That was late 80s, 89.
Yeah, but, you know, he was vehemently, you know, he wanted to hang them niggas, man. He wanted to get them and get them good. And they were like, oh, he's a racist. He's a racist. But then on these black platforms on YouTube, we see the same shit played out with this new New York 5 that was allegedly done to this female. And this is another thing that's fucking me up. Before I even get to there, it's like, okay, this female was fucking minors. You know what I mean? Like they was 15 and 16 and shit. How come they ain't throwing this bitch in prison? Right?
Well, again, to ask the question is to answer it. You know, there's a reason.
Right.
You know, they need to keep them on the streets because they're a key component of the plan.
Right.
See, all they did was to find their own little personal atomic or hydrogen bomb to use against everybody else.
Right.
You know, these bitches have become political and social suicide bombers. They are the equivalent of Middle Eastern suicide bombers. You just point them in the direction and tell them to run and to pull the cord when they get there. Man. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I mean, everything was, these black boys, they did this and they did that. You know, they released the boys' faces, their names, all that shit. But we don't know who the fuck this hoe is. Who is this bitch, man? That's what I want to know. And why the fuck is she fucking minor still walking around free? And then she got them doing incest and she's fucking her daddy.
right? But we don't know who this hoe is, man. I'm livid about this shit. But getting back to Trump, you know what I mean? It's like people talking shit about Trump, but I'm like, I see you fuck niggas doing the same shit with this new case. You know what I mean? Trump wanted to crucify them niggas back in the 80s, and you wanted to crucify these new batch of kids, black kids, right off the grip, right? So it's like, nigga, I don't understand why, you know, Trump would be so, I don't know, this bad character when you so-called pro-black cocksuckers do the exact same shit, was ready to crucify these new black kids that was falsely accused.
What do I keep telling you about these pro-black niggas?
They just as bad as...
What do I keep telling you about them?
They just as bad as the so-called conservative right or whatever the fuck.
The conservative right and the pro-black niggas in this, they bosom buddies.
Right.
And you would think that they would be opposing, no, they're not.
Right.
They're bosom behind closed doors. They're bosom buddies because they share the same ideology. They share the same philosophy. The only difference is their skin color. Mm. They're the best of friends. That's why you see that. That's why their actions are so similar. Mm. You would expect something different coming from them because they're always talking about the oppression of the white man, right?
Right.
But every time you see them do some kind of action, it's always in league with the oppression of the white man, right?
Right.
Don't that strike you as kind of funny?
It strikes me as quite very, very funny. Very odd.
Okay. So they're the same person, man. Whether you talk about Papa Doc, whether you talk about Kenyatta, whether you talk about Idi Amin, whether you talk about Lauren Kabila, whether you talk about what's this other, Mobutu, it's Charles Taylor. I can go on and on, man. Mm. I go on and on.
Right.
And what did Malcolm say? I can tell you for a fact that there's a conspiracy between the American right and the black Muslim movement. That's what he said in his speech. Mm. Malcolm X told you that.
Right. Mm.
They're the same person. The only difference is the color of their skin. It's the same ideology. When you melt all that anti-black and anti-white, you'll find they shaking hands. They bosom buddies.
Boy.
So you shouldn't be miffed at that. It makes perfect sense to me.
Right. Man, you know, it's painful, man, sitting back watching this shit unfold, man, and people, yeah, I think the main thing that just irritates me, man, is just, especially these YouTube niggas, man, when I watch these cats so-called being so pro-black and supposed to be conscious, man, and they just keep doing, you know, I don't have words for it, man. It's physically debilitating listening to what these motherfuckers regurgitate, man, because it's like, you know, yeah, fuck Trump, fuck Donald Trump, racist motherfucker. But then when this new case came out with these new dudes getting, you know, jumping up in old girls' guts, they do the exact same shit Trump did. Oh, I never defend rapists. Oh, they deserve what they get. They're gonna get it. We need to. I'm like, can we wait till all the facts is in, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You doing the exact same shit Trump did, and now you saying that no one should vote for Trump because he's a racist. Well, if that's true for him, then what does that say about you? Since you jumped the gun also, motherfucker. I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm having hard times, you know, just being around people, man, because idiocracy is here, homie. It is here. Man, we can't...
There's no question about it.
We can't escape this shit, bruh.
You remember when Aaron Magruder did... You never did see that Martin Luther King special he did on YouTube.
Yeah,
Not where it's on YouTube, but that King, the special, the Boondocks, where they did Return of the King.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You remember when they did the Rosa Parks, the bus scene, and the two niggas, the bald head nigga, and the other nigga, stay strong, sister. We shall not be moved.
Okay.
We shall not be moved. And that white man said, go in the back. Yes, boss, man. And then they start shuffling and go into the back.
Right, okay.
You know, and they asked her, and she said no. You know, shall not be moved.
Yeah.
The second that white man said go, what did they do?
Shit, they beat their feet,
Niggas
nigga.
start shuffling and tap dancing, you know, and they beat their feet to the back. And then when she said no, they said, did you hear what she said? Why won't she move? You know, like, nigga, you just said we shall not be moved. I mean, you know, again, if you can't pay these YouTube, I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Right.
These pro-black niggas are dangerous. I can't reiterate that to you enough. These pro-black niggas are dangerous, and they will get you killed because half of them are on the payroll of the system anyway.
Right.
The situation that happened out there, you know, and Tariq Nasheed said this, and I'm going to reiterate it. That Kwanzaa shit, you know who made that up?
You said Malana Karinga?
Malana Karinga.
Right.
That organization he was running out there in California, the US organization, he tried to deny it, but he can't deny it.
Okay.
He was being used by the intelligence agency to kill off the Los Angeles chapter of the Black Panther Party.
Okay.
And as a result of his fuckery, two Panthers, Alprentice Bunchy Carter and John Huggins, got shot on the campus of UCLA, you know, because, you know, of his relationship. Now, his organization supposedly stood for United Slaves, but he said it didn't stand for that.
Okay.
So he was out there being militant. He had on a dashiki. He had on a necklace with a fist around it. He was bald head, so he didn't have an afro pick, but he was what they call a cultural nationalist.
All right.
You see, and he was all this stuff talking about African culture and feudal Africa, and we need to go back to our own rituals and find our mind. Here he is. They caught him in a meeting. He was having a meeting with Ronald Reagan. And how he got busted, interestingly enough, he didn't get busted when he killing all these Panthers. When his organization is killing all these Panthers, he ain't get busted for that.
Right.
He got busted when he beat some hoes with a wire hanger and put soap in their mouth.
Damn.
So in other words, he done killed these two black men. He didn't stand in trial for that.
Right.
He stand trial because he whooped some hoes with some stitching cord and put some soap in their mouth.
Boy, you can't fucking touch these
That's what
black
he went to prison
queens. Can't touch the black queens, homie.
Whatever.
Right. Shit. Whew.
You know. So the murder investigation that you know that he they ain't even investigate him for that shit.
All right.
And they'll sit there and tell you, well, it was warfare provoked between the organizations. But if the warfare was provoked between organizations, why you didn't arrest somebody? Well, we did arrest somebody. They arrested two niggas, put them in jail. Now get this. When they put the two niggas that supposedly did it in jail, them niggas stayed there for 4 months. And get this. They walk off of the grounds of a prison facility.
Okay.
And they were gone for years. One nigga even went to, I think it was Eritrea.
Where?
He was in Eritrea, one of those African countries.
Oh, okay.
He done went over there and had a whole nother family.
All right.
You know, and they let him come back and surrender himself. You know, they opened up the red carpet for him. Anybody else would have been shot on sight. Any other serious activist was killed or jailed, and they're still in prison. But him, they just let them walk off the grounds of a, you know, of a detention facility. They just walk off. They just walk off.
Shit. So let's kind of like recap this a little bit. Give a good condensed explanation of what's actually happening with the man, the woman, and the child. Basically, right about now, of course, black people are the canary in the coal mine. Whatever happens to America, period, happens to us first, okay? Because a lot of white folks are kind of stupid, and they think that this shit that's happening to us, you know, the black community is...
They think it's going to miss them.
Yeah, they think it's going to miss them, and of course it's not. It's coming, and it's filtering into their shit right now. But the main goal is to get to basically destabilize the family, and of course to do that, you have the woman, kind of like as the apex, not the true apex, because the true apex would be the government that's basically dictating and calling in the shots. But you have to have the woman there who will be beyond reproach, as far as her man is concerned. And the man will have no sort of leeway. He will have no sort of recourse to do anything as far as running his domain, his castle, or his family. You know what I mean? So when he goes to court, he's fucked. When it comes to his kids, he's fucked. When it comes to dictating what his woman should do, he's fucked. You know what I mean? And of course, financially and monetarily, he's fucked all the way around that way too. And with this happening, of course, this leaves the child kind of like in limbo, and the true teacher of that child will actually really be the government, because the government is kind of like handing down its mandate to the woman, because the woman is beholden to the government for her sustenance. Understand what I'm saying? So the child, of course, that brings the whole school to prison pipeline, which is getting a lot of play right now. And of course, the white folk think that this is something that is just alien and unique to the black community. And it is not. It is slowly filtering into the white community, because the oligarchs, they want a new world order. And that new world order cannot come to fruition if you have solid family units. You have to break up the solid family units in order for the government to do its job, which is to re-educate you. You know what I mean? So people are kind of concerned about going to re-education camps like FEMA camps. Really, that's not really needed, because America as a whole, actually, with the propaganda and the TV and the media, I mean, when you're sitting in your living room, you're sitting in a basically re-education camp, just sitting in your living room. You know what I mean? So I try and press upon that shit with all these fellas, man. Like, why are these laws so lopsided with these women? Why can't they just do any goddamn thing whenever they want, how they want, no repercussions? This shit is by design, man. I reiterate that. It is by design. Would you like to interject into that?
There's no question it's by design.
Right.
You see, again, like you said, if you destate the key centralizing factor to destabilizing any nation is to destabilize a woman.
Right.
Frantz Fanon said in The Wretched of the Earth, the way that you can tell that a colonizer has completely colonized the society is through its control of the women that are indigenous to the area. Okay. I'm paraphrasing, but he actually said that.
Okay.
You can tell when a colonizer or a foreigner had complete control over your society because he has complete control over the woman in that society.
Right.
And that fits the black community perfectly. The problem is that black people, just like any other minority in any period of world history, they are the scapegoats of empire. They're the ones that are easily disposable. They're the ones that die the quickest. They're the ones that are the most despised. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. And we can use the Roman Empire when Rome was at its pinnacle, after it had conquered and subdued all parts of the Mediterranean, including North Africa, after they had grown fat from material acquisition that they got through imperialism at the point of the sword. What did they do? They couldn't control all those territories. They were so rich to the point that, basically they ran out of people to colonize. And when they ran out of people to colonize, they turned to throwing fellow Romans into the lion's den. Okay. They turned to having fellow Romans fight each other to the death in these gladiator spectacles. That's what happens to any society. When it reaches the point of decadence, they start to cannibalize themselves, but there's always someone there. There's always a special interest. There's always a elite group or something behind the throne to manipulate these events. There's always something there to say, look, this is the order we want. This is how we want this shit laid down, and this is how it's going to happen. Okay. The same thing happened in the Roman Empire. The same thing happened in the Byzantine Empire. The same thing happened in the Greek Empire. The same thing has happened in empires throughout all history. Okay. And the same thing is happening in the American Empire, because that's what we are. This is an empire now. It's no longer a country. Mm-hmm. It's an empire. So in an empire, when things start to implode, when things start to decay, the first unit of control, the first weapon that's used as an instrument of control is the woman. Period.
Man.
It happened in Rome. It happened in Greece. It happened in the Byzantine Empire, as I said. It's going to happen here. It's just the cycle of nations.
Wow. And it's deep.
This is just the natural course of events. What did your boy say? What did my man say in Batman? He said, we sacked Rome. Wow. We burned London to the ground. Oh, Ra's al Ghul.
Right.
We burned London to the ground. We sacked Rome. We loaded the trade ships with plague rats. You know, when a society reaches the pinnacle of its decadence, we return to restore the balance.
Shit. You know? And the thing is, you know, go ahead.
I mean, these are things that occur throughout in civilizations throughout world history. It's nothing new. It's nothing new then, and it's nothing new now. Right. It's just digitized. It's just digitized.
Shit. And the woman, she is she's actually built for this Trojan horse warfare, man, because just like in Planet of the Apes, yeah, you know, ape always seeks strongest branch, man. So whenever a woman is sitting by and, you know, her man, in this case the black man, is not providing for her, you know, damn all that nationalistic black pride shit, she gonna rock with whoever the fuck is feeding her. You know what I mean? Yep. So these niggas, you know, there ain't no hope for you niggas, man, out there, man, trying to get whip these bitches into shape. They ain't trying to hear what the fuck you talking about, man. They like, shit, wear the food, clothing, and shelter.
You don't have any power.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, she the perfect Trojan horse for that shit. Shit, she gonna rock with whoever the fuck feeding her, man. Plain and simple. And all that black pride shit, you can kick that shit out the door, man. She like, man, ain't nothing going on but the rent. And that, you know, that's the funny thing about these bitches, though. I mean, they the perfect Trojan horse, but they so goddamn stupid at the same time. It's irritating. It's kind of like, I'm strong and independent. And it's like, bitch, ain't nothing strong and independent about you. You know what I mean? Shit, you ain't doing shit by yourself, man. It's your white daddy that's got them propping you up to do this shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing strong and independent.
Again, that's how they make the perfect weapon. They're stupid. They're stupid.
Yeah, you know, I got hoes talking shit to me, you know, Big Mike, he done fell off. I'm like, bitch, I'm a self-made man, ho. You know what I mean? I do what the fuck I do because I did it. I'm not going to the government getting a fucking handout like you, slut. You know what I mean? So from your perspective, it may look like I done fell the fuck off, but you know, I live and die by my own devices. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't fell off, bitch, especially not according to your standards. Shit, you know, when you run a business, you take dips. You know, there's peaks and valleys, bitch. That's all it is. You know, I'm in a bit of a valley right now, but it's all good because it's mine. And I'm still not punching no clock, and I'm still not answering to nobody but myself. You know, but that's the mentality that you got to deal with these bitches, man. Just the very audacity of a hoe to say that shit. You know, a bitch that's on public goddamn assistance got the nerve to say somebody done fell the fuck off. Bitch, what's wrong with you?
This is what I remember.
What's up?
When those food stamps went out, I wasn't bothered.
Right.
I wasn't concerned when food stamps went out. Now, you, on the other hand, you were very upset when your food stamps wasn't on your card. To me, it don't mean shit because I feed myself anyway.
Right.
You're concerned, not me.
Man.
So the fact that I may have one jug of Kool-Aid versus two doesn't mean that I'm hurting.
Right.
It just means I'm tightening my belt. But you will come over here and suck dick for $20 worth of quarters to do your laundry.
Damn.
So which one of us has really fallen off?
Shit, man, the whole thing has been turned upside down, man. The oligarchs, they done fucked the matrix up, man. See, once upon a time, a bitch didn't have no choice but to fall in line, you know, with a cat's mandate. You know what I mean? But, you know, with the government basically stepping in and providing everything for a bitch, man, the hoes ain't got to straighten up. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Man, a big part of me, man, wants some Sharia law in this motherfucker, man. I want I want the Saudi royal family over in this bitch. Chop these hoes' heads off. Like, what's wrong with you, though?
That's damn sure what they'll do, boy.
Chop your head off, bitch.
All that slick mouth and all. No, you can't do that.
Like, bitch, what'd you say? Come over here and put your head on this chopping block, bitch. You gonna goddamn learn today. What the fuck, man? I'm trying to tell you, boy. Yeah, the government fucked up the game, and it's real easy to see, you know what I mean, that where this is going and why it is what it is, man. Oh, my God, man. I was just so tired. I was so tired of seeing this shit happening. And, you know, and motherfuckers just totally oblivious to it, man. Niggas are still signing up to get married, man.
Well, yeah, because a lot of them fall for propaganda. That's how it is, man, in times of, you know, heightened hysteria. You will have people that will fall for that kind of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
You have people to fall for it. Mm-hmm. But what inevitably happens, or what is happening, is, like I told you before, there's a cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cleansing. You see, economists, when a recession comes, they don't call that a recession.
All right.
You know what they call it?
An economic downturn.
Correction.
A what?
They call it a market correction.
Oh, I thought they called it an economic downturn.
Well, yeah, that's one term, but
yeah.
the senior economists call it a market correction.
Okay.
Why? Because nothing goes up forever.
Right.
That's against the law of physics.
Right.
And nothing goes down forever. That's against the law of physics.
Right.
See? They call it a market correction. The guy on Wall Street, they call it a market correction. Some of them use the name downturn, but most of them say market correction.
Right.
Because they know that shit is abnormal.
Mm.
You know, I was taught when I was in economics class, your profit, your strongest profit is not made when you are, you know, way up here. Your strongest profit, there's a marginal point, you know, to your profit, to the flow of your profits. There's a marginal point. And it is at that marginal point where you actually own or make the most profit.
Okay.
It's not when your shit is way up, and it's not when your shit is way down. It's when it's right there in the middle, because that's the marginal point where you sell, where your cost is, you know, minimized and your benefits are maximized. It's right there in the middle. It's not way up there, and it's not way down there. It's not shorting or going long or going short. It's right there in the middle.
Right.
It's right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm. So
my point is that it's a long-term factor, and that's what they don't seem to understand. This is a long-term game. You haven't been working for how long now?
Since 2006.
Okay, 10 years.
Right.
10 years, and you ain't going to the YMCA, are you?
Nope.
You ain't going to St. Paul Vincent's, are you?
Nope.
You damn sure ain't going to no church asking for help with your power bill, are you?
Nope. Mm-mm.
So, if you still maintain, and explain to me how you felt.
Shit. Once again, niggas is
all
all about...
your utilities are in your name, right?
Yeah, they in my name, man.
They damn sure can't say that.
Shit.
They got shit in their grandmama's name. They got shit in their kids' name. They got shit in their mama's name. They got shit in their auntie's name.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
You see?
He done fell out.
So, yeah.
Like, bitch, you got to there open up your motherfucking mouth. Like, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. I remember that. Shit. Next time.
And her of all people got the nerve to be talking about somebody falling off.
And
she can't even keep a job.
God damn, man. These bitches crazy, man. But yeah, government done motherfucking gas these hoes up heads so motherfucking much. You know, they can spit shit like that. I mean, they so comfortable in they ratchetness, man. That, you know, they just feel that everything is free. There's no accountability. There's no shit. You ain't got to answer for shit. Just go down, file some papers, shit, and get some free shit. I'm like, damn. Okay, it's like that. I'm strong and independent. I'm strong and independent. I'm like, boy,
You know, public assistance. So that assistance, you need help. That's what that means.
mm-hmm.
You need help. You do know that's the opposite of independent, right? You know, if you say that, then they want to change the fucking definition.
I don't need
Well,
no man.
Ain't nothing wrong with being on assistance. I'm doing it on my own. No, you're not doing it. You're getting help, assistance.
Man. I mean, because if the government was not doing, what was this? What started this shit? Was it the New Deal? What was that? Or the Great Society? What
No,
was
it was the Great Society.
Yeah, the Great Society started this fuck shit, man.
Lyndon Johnson's Great Society. Because what he did was it was supposed to be a war on poverty.
Right.
Then they wanted the Vietnam War. So the money that was and it wasn't even for welfare. That money was supposed to be to create an infrastructure in the so-called inner city, in urban America, in black America, in the hood. It was supposed to be money to create an infrastructure.
Okay.
What they did was the money that was supposed to create the infrastructure, they gave that to the military-industrial complex so that they could make war in Vietnam and make about $550 million.
Okay.
You see.
Right.
So they took that money that was supposed to go to equalize or to eradicate poverty or instill some type of economic equality and put it and gave it to the oligarchs, gave it to the military-industrial complex, gave it to Kellogg, Brown, and Root, which today is Halliburton.
Okay.
You know, they took that money and they gave it to General Dynamics. You know, Hercules Aerospace. That's where that money went. So what they did was they didn't have but enough money left, so then they come up with this shit about subsistence, aid to dependent children, and all of that shit. It got scaled down to welfare.
Okay.
You know, and Malcolm X was saying, look, this is bullshit. We're asking for jobs. Why are you giving us welfare? You're breaking up the family and you're robbing the man of his dignity. You know, Malcolm X was anti-welfare.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because the welfare programs of the New Deal administration, which was meant to alleviate poverty, in a sense broke up his family.
Wow.
That was during the Roosevelt era.
Okay.
So that great society of 1965, that's what you have to thank for this present state of affairs.
Yeah, because if you was just to remove the government from all of this shit, everything will fall into place. Everything, you know, because bitches would have to they would have to fall the fucking line, man. Them hoes have to fall back. Shit, be like, look, I can't. Yeah, they like, damn, I can't do this shit by myself. I need a man with some sense on my team. You know what I mean? They would have to stop fucking with, you know, just idiot ass niggas, man. A motherfucker that actually can actually think and circumnavigate this system. You know what I mean? Yeah, a broad would have to actually open up her legs to a motherfucker that's got a valuable seed, man. Shit. I mean, you just eliminate all of that shit. You know, people probably say, oh, nigga, you mad because you ain't got no kids. I'm like, nigga, fuck, I got two and I might have another one out there that I don't know about. I'm still speculating about some shit I did in the Army. I still think I got one out there that, you know, but anyway, it's like, motherfucker, it ain't no thing to drop a seed in a bitch and have her crank it out. But I'm one of them cats that call me crazy, but I'm thinking, hey, I should be real selective where I put my shit. You know what I mean? And these niggas don't give a fuck, man. They pumping and dumping. Shit.
These niggas just dump and run.
Yeah. Man, and it's like
Tommy Sotomayor would say, skeet and skedaddle.
Yeah, this shit crazy, boy. And the government basically fosters it and helps it, especially from the females' point of view. You know, they encourage that shit. I don't see why. Well, I can see why these dudes do it and shit, because most of these niggas don't have no jobs. So you can't really tax a nigga that ain't working. You know what I mean? Most of their money is, most of their money's coming under the table. from street pharmaceuticals and shit. You know what I mean? That's why most of these niggas that ain't employed got 80 goddamn kids. They ain't fearing the system taking shit, right? But cats like me and you, nigga, let me and you have a, oh man, cause they gon' baby rape us for real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know a motherfucker right now that got $100,000 in child support arrears. This motherfucker, he got to be in his 60s.
God damn.
He's in his 60s, and he got $100,000 in child support arrearages. They don't even arrest him no more.
They said, fuck it. It is what it is, man.
It is what it is. They don't even arrest him no more.
Right.
But for these new crops of niggas, these niggas that's in their 20s and 30s, it's an entirely different story.
I mean, it's literally the proverbial plantation, man. Really, it is.
It is.
It's the new motherfucking way of enslaving niggas and putting them to work, man, and actually making a baby meal. Have you ever heard of how they have dogs that create puppy meals to just crank out puppies? I mean, that's what America is, especially the prison industrial complex, just society, period. It's a baby meal. They want you to create as much ain't shit kids as possible because this is how they getting their money, man. This is the new...
It's the same system as slavery.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In a sense, what they did was they used these men to breed these kids for menial, free labor.
Right. Right.
And that's what they're doing today. But these niggas are doing it on autopilot.
Right.
They sitting up here breeding these children for low, menial labor. But ain't no white man standing over them with a whip.
Right.
They ain't being tarred and feathered. They just running up and skeeting and keep going.
Good Lord, man.
That's why I can only agree with Mr. Sotomayor to a certain point.
Right.
Because, these bitches is letting them. But that don't mean that these niggas should necessarily be let loose.
Yeah, for real. Fuck that.
Because okay, well, she got the power to have an abortion. She got the power to stop it. Okay. Well, how you gonna you see how low down she is? You can't trust yourself with her. If you know you can't trust this bitch, why you going in her naked?
Right.
Why you dumping in her naked? If you know you can't trust her, why you dumping in her naked? If you know she's scandalous and you know she juggling dicks and you see all these goddamn kids she got, why would you be fucking her raw?
Shit, it's an IQ thing, man. Motherfuckers can't be intelligent, man, doing that shit. But then again, it's a situation where the oligarchs pretty much understand that, at our base level, we are animals, and we're going to basically do what animals do, man. It doesn't matter what kind of education you have, doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter, what prophylactics you have. When you want to fuck, you're going to fuck. You know what I mean? And especially since they have this in the mainstream media, man, they got this propaganda where everything is over sexualized, man. It's kind of magnified the whole sexual aspect of just the way we live in America, tenfold. So
Absolutely.
Fuck it, let's fuck. That's all on people's minds, just having sex, man. And they've accentuated, the animal, the lower chakras to the 10th power, man. Shit. They understand,
What did your boy Cleavon say? I want to fuck all y'all.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, man. That's what he doing. Shit. Once again, we go back to how, the lower echelons or the least intelligent, man, those with the lower IQs produce the most. And they understand this, too. People who basically have something to lose, people who got skin in the game, people who are pretty much more educated than those lower echelon people, they don't really crank out kids, man, because they actually want to plan for this. You know what I mean? They just not pumping and dumping. They want to actually
Well, you know what the saying is.
What's up?
The rich get richer and the poor get children.
Oh, shit. Well, that's damn sure. That's for sure. That's what I'm seeing.
That's the saying. The rich get richer and the poor get children.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was reading an article today. I think it's hiphopdx.com, Too Short.
Okay.
Too Short was saying that, there is according to him, there's a conspiracy to promote that kind of culture in the music.
Okay.
Too Short is saying this. Too Short, don't stop that rap, him.
Bitch!
Yeah, him. He said when he wanted to make positive songs, this is what Short Dog said.
Right.
He said, yeah, he made Freaky Tales and all that stuff. He said, but when Death Row bust on the scene, he said he wanted to make conscious music about drug addiction and police brutality and all of that stuff. He said, but the head of Jive Records, Barry Weiss, came to him and said, well, look, make cocktails first.
Right.
And then after you make cocktails, then you can make, this conscious music because, that's what's popping. This gangster shit is what's popping. Make this, and then you come back. He said, but every time he tried to do that, he said, the man discouraged him. Man, so don't do that. Would always discourage him against making it.
Right.
He said, every time I made what they wanted to make, they wouldn't let me make what I wanted to make. And you remember there was this big debacle during the 90s where Too Short was talking about retiring. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
When he was talking about retiring from the rap game, remember that back during the 90s?
Yeah.
And that was the whole setup behind that. They wouldn't let him make the records he wanted to make. So Short said, fuck y'all, I'm out.
Hell nah.
He wanted to be a socially conscious rapper, but the industry wasn't interested in promoting that. But by the same token, you had people that were still doing it, but they were the outliers. They were the exception to the rule.
Yeah, they definitely weaponize music, man. And they understand, how propaganda works. Propaganda works on the basis of repetition. So it's not so it's not like conscious rap won't sell. It's the fact that, they know whatever they put on the radio and they play repetitiously, that's what the people are going to eat. You know what I mean? So if they put on some conscious shit and they put it on heavy rotation, people would grow to like it. And people would actually fuck with it. You know what I mean? But they can't have a nation full of intelligent, conscious people. You know what I mean? That of course threatens their power base, man. So nope. So it's gangster rap it is, and we're gonna fuel the prison industrial complex and the military industrial complex. We're gonna get rich, and we're gonna keep you motherfucking hoes, fighting amongst yourselves, blacks and white, men and women, gay and straight, Muslim, Christian. Oh, it's a masterful job what they've done, man. There can be no unity at all with none of these people because everybody's fighting and bickering amongst themselves.
Oh, no question.
Right.
No question. What did Chris Rock say in Pootie Tang? He said, with Pootie gone, he said, people were eating junk food, getting stupid, and corporations were making a killing.
Oh, man, I forgot about that. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, corporations benefit from a stupid populace. John Perkins, the man who wrote the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman, he said that basically their system is set up to keep people poor and backwards.
Right.
He was very clear about that. And those people that die are looked at as, what's the guy's name? I'm getting old. Darwin.
Right.
They look at people dying as a kind of social Darwinism that they couldn't adapt. Therefore, they die out.
Okay. That which does not adapt becomes extinct.
Yeah. So people will permit this idea of genocide. Another guy came up by the name of Thomas Malthus, who was an economist of the 15th century, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
He was really big on that. The resources are limited, but the population is growing at a geometric rate as opposed to the resources to sustain life. So he looked at, the poor dying as population control.
Right. Yep.
He called war and prostitution and all these other things forms of population control.
Man.
So this thing not new. It's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Shit.
We're just seeing the digitized version of a philosophy that's very old.
Shit, and dare I say, man, you know, it's important for them to kill off the older generation, because the older generation are people that they're remnants of the old guard that may remember how the fuckery manifests itself and how it's done. You know what I mean? These new kids, these new people coming up, they, you know, they haven't cracked open a book and they don't have the knowledge of a nigga Fuchsius. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know, they sit back and they be like, you know, especially with the population control, the GMO foods and the shit they put in the water. You know, a lot of the cats I came up with are dead, man, dead of strokes and heart attacks and all that kind of shit. You know, they want to keep the population, as far as I can see. Well, I don't know what is it? Is the population actually is getting older? It's not getting younger. I think the birth rate has slowed down, and I think, you know, we have like a geriatric society, which you could probably see that happens with this STNA boom, with everybody taking care of older folks and shit, man. Yep. But, you know, most older folks are, you know, reaching senility, can't think past, you know, I'm a living testament to that shit. I'm doing crazy shit, man. I'm like, God damn. Like, I can't remember shit, man. But, yeah, man, it's,
Well, then you have to understand that there's a general war for people's minds going on.
Right.
And that war includes a war over what happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. There's a war going on to enforce a state of amnesia so that people don't remember what happened yesterday, much less 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So what they're doing is this. If you want an accurate picture of the development of the United States, there are two places you can go that are very good. One is Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States.
Okay.
That gives you a very detailed history and you see that this was never the narrative that they painted it to be.
So wait, is that a book?
Yes,
okay,
it's a book by Howard Zinn.
Okay.
Howard Zinn. I don't know if I said Howard Stern, but I meant Howard Zinn.
All right.
Howard Zinn, the late great professor Howard Zinn, who taught at Morehouse University during the 60s and told black kids that they need to go join the civil rights movement, and Morehouse, an all-black college, fired him.
Okay.
Okay? Right. A white man saying, let's go protest, and the black college fired the white man for telling black college students to stand up and protest.
Okay.
Howard Zinn wrote a book called A People's History of the United States. If you don't want to read the book, go on to Netflix or go on to Netflix or go on to YouTube. He did a video version, a monologue version with all these famous actors: Kerry Washington, Reggie Cathy, Viggo Mortensen, Eddie Vedder, and all these people, where they're reading all these speeches from all these protest leaders all throughout history. It's called The People Speak.
Okay.
Go get that, and you will see that even during the Revolutionary War, they didn't give a fuck about regular, ordinary white folk. Mm-hmm. One of the actors is reading a recantation or recitation from somebody during the era of the Revolutionary War, where they came in and they promised these white peasants land if they fought in the Revolutionary War. And then after they fought in the Revolutionary War, lost their limbs, lost family members, they turned them back out and said, we want no more of you.
Damn.
You know?
Yeah, man.
But the people that are reciting the historical record, they're calling those people revisionists. And the people that are lying, they're calling those people the historians.
Man, it's George Orwell's 1984, baby. This is exactly how he said it would happen.
You know,
yeah.
The Howard Zinns and Noam Chomsky's and those people.
Right.
You know, those historians. What's the other guy? Gore Vidal, Tariq Ali.
Okay.
They're calling these people revisionists.
People that's kicking
and
the truth.
calling the liars historians. historians.
Yeah.
So there's a war for people's minds. That's my point.
Right.
There's a war for your mind to convince you that yesterday never happened.
Exactly. That's exactly what's going on.
We don't know what
man.
you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like that book that I told you, the second source is right on YouTube. It's called Crash Course.
Okay.
And it's a little animated little series where they talk about there's a series for every discipline, for chemistry, for history, for government, for politics, for economics, for taxes, everything. And it's set up in a very easy to understand, digestible digestible manner or method, so that even a fourth grader could understand what they're saying.
Okay.
And on there, they tell you that a lot of that shit that they talked about in the river, that's bullshit. You know, they telling you that it's bullshit. Wow. It's called Crash Course. That's what it's called.
Okay.
You go on there and get information about anything, monetary policy, tax policy, fiscal policy, government budgets, microeconomics, macroeconomics. It's free.
Mm. Wow. Hey,
you know, so.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
And you can go on there and get anything you want to hear. You go on there and you can see when you look at the historical record as it's, laid out, this shit never was what it is. So you begin to understand that what they're doing is a war for people's minds. Malcolm X called it psychological propaganda for your mind, for your body, for your soul, for your allegiance, or allegiance.
Shit.
They will convince you that yesterday never happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a prime example is that, I hate to keep going back to Cosby, man, but god damn, man, there was no bigger psyop than that shit, man. I'm like, damn, everybody and their mama called him a rapist. I like, everybody called him a rapist. I like, he hasn't been to court yet. What do you mean, man? Because a bitch said he touched my titty? You know what I mean? It's like, and then everybody, and like I said, the truth is coming out that these bitches is lying, and people are still calling him a rapist. I'm like, god damn, boy. But anyway, check this shit out, man.
The prosecutors are refusing to even go forward on the case.
Yeah.
The one in California said that they wouldn't prosecute because there was no evidence.
Mm-hmm. But right now, it don't matter because the whole world is convinced he's a rapist. That's scary shit, man. That is scary fucking shit, man.
Well, hell, look at what's happening. You remember that what you pulled my coattail to? The making of a murderer, Stephen Avery.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Once it hit the airwaves, you're done, man. These motherfuckers will assassinate you. They will kill you through these airwaves, man. Fuck the facts. All they gotta do is put the shit on the airwaves, and it becomes law. It becomes...
And repeat it.
Mm-hmm. Repeat it.
And repeat it. Continuously.
Yep.
And it becomes law.
Shit, boy. Well, check it out, man. I'm coming up on a 2-hour mark, man. We got to go ahead and close it on out. Man, this has been a masterful program. Loved it, man. But, of course, we're going to go ahead and give you the last word on today's podcast, man. Of course, the original topic, the original subject was, are women more evil than men? And, bruh, I have no doubt. Yes, I have seen the light.
There's no question.
There's no question, man. So go ahead, put the capstone on the pyramid, send us on out. What you got to say, man?
Today was a hodgepodge of many different things.
Right.
But there is a war that is being waged. As Eric said, the war is coming. Who will you stand with, my brothers? Will you join in the brotherhood of your own kind and fight?
Shit. There's a war coming, Charles.
There's a war coming, Charles. The war is still coming, and I intend to fight it by any means necessary.
Wow, man. Okay.
So the pawns must go first.
They are going first. They're definitely going first, man. You pro-black niggas, man. Y'all make me fucking sick, man. Bitch ass niggas. Anyway, Fat Mac, almighty Triple XL, once again would like to thank the illustrious one, man, my partner coming in through, man, nigga Fuchsius, Eric Magnus, Tony Dramer, for this work, this masterpiece once again, man. I'd like to say what's up to my partners out there. Issa Ali, Akbar Slim, Bam MJ, Minister of Love, my boy, the Knowledge Gangster. Who else I got? Shit, man. Rick Nasty. How could I forget this nigga, man? Rick Nasty. What's up, man? So, we're going to go ahead, wrap it on up, put a nice little bow on it, man. And we out. And we out. And we out. And we out.
Fred Williamson. Jim Kelly. They've done it before on their own, but this one's too big to handle alone.
You know, man, you come to town, I know there's gonna be trouble.
Brown, Williamson, Kelly, the big three, together for the first time. They do it their way.
Three the hard way. 3 cities and 3 of us.
My troubles are almost over.
Gonna kill us all.
You see, we have a scientific institution here.
They found a way. Only us. Nobody else.
The ultimate purpose is a cleansing, purification of the races.
We gotta stop.
Here, brother, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Worst I've played with